Okay. Hey guys, welcome to my weekly political update. I know I did something on Monday, but we just had a really big day in the world of American politics, so I felt like I had to update you guys. Yesterday were the Arizona and Michigan primaries, both very important races for Santorum and Gingrich, who are pretty much duking it out right now in the nomination process. Moving on, I want you to see exactly who won those two races. In case you didn't know, it was Mitt. Mitt won the Arizona primary in a blowout. Michigan was more of a squeaker, but it's probably much more of a significant victory for him, and I will tell you exactly why in a few minutes. But first, let's look at the results from the Arizona primary. Now, Romney counties are here in green, and as you can see, Romney pretty much dominated throughout Arizona, and this is probably partly because there are a lot of moderate Republicans, Romney-type Republicans who live in Arizona. He does well with those voters. He's been tough in immigration. Immigration is obviously a very big issue for Republicans there, and the governor of Arizona, Jan Brewer, actually officially endorsed Romney in the paper there in Phoenix just a few days ago. So easy win for Romney. There was really no question as to whether he was going to win. The real question, though, was whether he was going to win in Michigan. So let's look at those results now. Now, Michigan was much closer. Romney, luckily for his campaign, was able to squeeze out a narrow victory. He won 41% of the vote. Santorum won 38%, so only a victory of 3 points, but a victory nonetheless. And I want you to see exactly where Romney's areas of strength were. Now, Romney, as you can see, did very well here in the southeastern part of Michigan. That's where Detroit is. That's where the bulk of the population is and the bulk of the auto industry. Now, a little background if you didn't know already. Mitt Romney initially was supposed to win the state easily. He grew up here. He spent 20 years of his life growing up in Michigan. He got married in Michigan. His father, George Romney, was the governor of Michigan for 8 years, so he is very much a native son. But what really set him back was when he wrote an op-ed in the New York Times a few years ago about the auto industry called "Let Detroit Go Bankrupt." And in that op-ed, Mitt Romney believed it was best to let the auto industries that were having trouble there go through a structured bankruptcy. Of course, that didn't happen. The U.S. government bailed them out. As of now, the auto companies are doing well, and the bailout, in retrospect, is very popular. Obviously, didn't make Romney look very good, made him look very out of touch with the voters there. So Santorum saw an opening, ended up doing a lot better than anybody expected, but of course Santorum has made a few gaffes in the past few days as well, which made it a close race. Santorum has most of his strength in more of the rural areas of the state and the Upper Peninsula, and that's pretty clear at this point. To me, it seems like Santorum definitely shows most of his strength in the rural, very conservative areas of the country and the states that he's had primaries in. Mitt Romney does better in the suburban areas. So that pattern continues on in Michigan. Now let's look at some exit polling. Let's go to the next slide right here. This I think is really interesting as well between Santorum and Romney, and it really shows the different types of Republicans they pick up. Among those in Michigan with college degrees, Romney wins them handily. Santorum lagging behind, but Santorum ends up doing a lot better with voters in Michigan. Oh, I'm out of the shot. Sorry, folks. Santorum ends up doing a lot better in Michigan with those who make less than $50,000, which is the second chart right here. Santorum wins, but Romney is still competitive. But where Romney is not competitive would be evangelicals or born-again Christians. This is a very large voting bloc in the Republican Party and in the Republican primary, and Santorum wiped the floor with Romney with this voting bloc. He got over 50%, beat Romney by about 15 to 20 points in that demographic. And of course, that stems from Santorum being labeled as the evangelical candidate. He's the guy that focuses on social issues, focuses on religion, and evangelical voters obviously are very gravitated toward that. The last one right here, if I can see it, is most important issue, the economy. Now, of those voters who said that the economy was the most important issue, Romney cleans the floor with Rick Santorum, and again, no surprise, because Romney is known as the economics guy. That's the base of his campaign, and he's obviously done well selling himself to those kind of voters. Now, moving on. Next week is going to be even more exciting. It's going to be Super Tuesday. 10 states are holding their primaries, and Georgia is one of them. Now, a Survey USA poll was recently released showing that Gingrich has a large lead with 39% of the vote, beating Santorum, Romney, and Paul by double digits. But what you don't see in this poll is that Santorum has been rising, so the race might not be as much of a blowout as we think. Personally, I think Gingrich still has the advantage going in, being a native son of Georgia. But if Santorum's momentum continues to move, we could see a big shakeup in Georgia. I am so excited about Super Tuesday. We'll keep you updated on all the political happenings here in Georgia and around the country. And be sure to stay tuned for our show at 5 today here on Grady NewSource. Have a great afternoon, everybody.